Hi there, Jess in the Rated Kitchen. Thanks so much for joining me. Today we are going to make a Thai noodle salad. We're going to dress it in a crunchy peanut sauce. This dish is as flavorful as it is visually appealing. Let's go ahead and prep our veggies. All right, so with my Rada veggie peeler, we're just going to go ahead and peel our carrots. And we're going to do a julienne on the peppers and our carrots. And I am going to use a red and yellow pepper. And that one's done. One more. Just 2 carrots for this, and I found a nice organic produce section at my local supermarket. All right, so I've cut my carrot in half, and I'm just going to come through with my Rada French chef's knife and cut these into strips. And I want about the size, a little bit bigger than a matchstick. And really it's preference here, how big or little you want these slices of carrots to be. And these just give such a nice pop of color and crunch to our noodles. Back through. One more. And you could keep these long, like I said. I'm actually gonna just come through with my knife, turn these around, one cut through the middle and into my bowl. So we are using a red and yellow pepper. I'm just gonna come down, cut that in half, take out the stem and the seeds. And then to julienne this, you wanna put the open side down and then just come in with your knife and some nice long thin strips. This is going to give a ton of color and that sweet, crunchy flavor. There we go. I'm just gonna trim this guy up a little bit more. Into our bowl. And again, to some nice long thin strips. Into our bowl. So here I have some fresh broccoli, and I'm just going to go ahead and discard that end piece. And then with my knife, I'm going to section off some of those florets, and I want these nice long stem pieces. I'm going to come back in, trim them in half. You can make these as big or small as you like. Just try to keep them uniform. And we are going to toss all of our veggies in a pan with some peanut oil and just do a real quick saute to allow them to tender up. So here I have some purple cabbage, and I just love the color element that this is going to bring to our dish. I'm just going to take that little end off. We're going to cut it in half. This is a tough guy. There we go. And I'm just going to come right down, kind of like how we julienned our veggies. I want some nice long strips of that purple cabbage. There we are, and just toss that right in our bowl. All right, so let's go ahead and make our peanut sauce. First, I'm going to take some natural peanut butter, about 3/4 of a cup, and just drop that right into my food processor. Scrape it out there. Okay, next I have about 1/4 cup of soy sauce, and in this I've added about 1/2 teaspoon of sesame oil. Dump that right in. Now you could use either Sriracha or sambal, which is like a chili paste. Either way, this is going to give us some heat. So use your discretion here. I love spicy things. I'm gonna add a little bit extra. And now our honey. Now I'm using organic honey. You could also use agave nectar, and about 1/4 cup. Lastly, before we grate our ingredients, I have some light coconut milk. There we go. 1/4 cup as well. Now, if you don't like coconut milk, you could substitute this for some water or even some chicken or vegetable stock. All right, so let's go ahead and finish up our sauce. Few more flavors we're going to add. Some freshly grated ginger. Now you can buy this at any supermarket. This is actually the root, and I'm going to grate this over my microplane, about 1.5 inch section. And this has a almost citrusy, orangey, spicy flavor to it. Has lots of medicinal purposes. Keep grating that in there. It's also really good for nausea. Okay, give it a tap. Scrape the backside off so we don't lose anything. 2 garlic cloves are gonna go in. And now 1 lime, again with the zest, And then we're gonna cut this in half and juice it. Try to get the zest of the whole piece of fruit here, being sure not to get that white part, which is the rind. We just want that outer layer that contains all of those yummy oils that are super fragrant. Okay, another tap. Cut this in half with my cook's knife. Whoop, there we go. And just add that juice. You could use this sauce in so many different dishes. It's great just on chicken breasts or even shrimp. Let's go ahead and mix up our sauce. So here I've had my water come up to a boil and I've already salted this. To this, I am going to add my pasta. Now I am using some organic linguini, and this is actually gluten-free, but you can use any kind that you like. So in it goes, and now we are ready to get our veggies on the stove. Okay, so here in my pan, I have some coconut oil that I have going over medium-high heat, and I'm just gonna check the oil, the little bit of water on my hand, and you can hear that pop and sizzle. That means our oil's ready. So I'm gonna take those veggies, and I'm only going to put about half of them in the pan so that I don't overcrowd and steam them. We just want them to cook to be tender crisp so that they retain all that beautiful color. There we go. Okay, so we have been stirring constantly with my Rada non-scratch spoon here, and as you can see, our veggies are getting nice and tender. We're gonna go ahead and pull this batch off the stove and add our next one to the pan. So our second pan of veggies is done. We're going to add these into our bowl, and we are ready to toss this with our sauce and noodles. So here in my big pot, I have those noodles that I've cooked to al dente, and I'm going to add to this those veggies. Just toss those in. You could do this in a big wok, in a big pan, it doesn't matter. We're just going to incorporate it all together with our delicious peanut sauce. There it goes. My food processor, and just spoon that right on top. Now I've already checked this sauce to make sure that the seasonings are perfect for my taste. This is the consistency that we want. Just pour that all in, and I have reserved about 1/4 of a cup of the water that we boiled our noodles in, so that if this is a little too thick after I toss it, I'm just going to thin out the sauce right in our pan with that water. So I'm just going to toss all of this lovely pot together to make sure that everything is evenly coated, and then we're going to bring it over to my station and top it off with some chopped peanuts, cilantro, there we go, and chopped onions. So here I have my heaping bowl of our Thai noodle pasta all ready to go, except I'm going to top this off with some chopped green scallions, some chopped roasted peanuts. It's gonna give us that nice crunchy bite at the end there, and then some fresh cilantro. And you are ready to serve. So here we have our big old bowl of our Rainbow Thai noodles topped with that creamy and crunchy peanut sauce. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you want to see how to top this with the perfectly sauteed shrimp, be sure to watch for that video. Check us out at ratedcutlery.com and subscribe to our YouTube channel so that you can get more great recipes just like this one.